when I decided, look here, when you want to build a house, you should count the cost.
Meaning what?
Meaning, when I decided to put my life on the line with the great sons and daughters of Nimba to liberate themselves from the yoke of oppression, from the oppressive and diabolical regime, we were prepared for any eventuality. I'm glad that we are free. We are totally free. We were marked for total extermination, destruction of Nimba and the people. Now we are free. So whoever wants to bring World Crown Code to hell with you, go and bring it. I'm prepared to face the music.
Now,
don't stop embarrassing me. Go and bring it.
Okay.
Don't fool all of them with pray. All of them are coming. Go there, they already prepared for you.
Senator Johnson, in the process of the liberation of your county, most of those people calling for the establishment of War Crime Code feel that you committed war crimes.
Listen to
crime
me,
against humanity.
Daily violent killing people, and Nimba County is declared a dangerous zone. Magibi dangerous zone, Maserado dangerous zone. Why can't we keep our dirty mouth closed for War Crime Code and think about how we will save our people? We are fighting in Monrovia here, talking about 2 months salary for the civil servants. We are talking about material and incentives for other medical workers, health workers. We are worrying about our people. Just leave this War Crime Code because it will never come to this country. Listen to me.
Senator,
are
you aware?
I will close it now.
No, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to close it because you are a journalist and you ask it. I said you are. I do not know how to classify you. Listen to me. I went to Japan, Tokyo. I went to Japan with Wale Duna and 2 other senators. That's about 2006. We went there to attend a conference of many major organizations from the world that organized the Rome Statute. The Rome Statute is the one that established the Hague that Taylor went to. Now, we discussed and brought that Rome Statute home to Liberia, and it was ratified by the Liberian legislature in 2007. In 2007, we established the Rome Statute, meaning Liberia is a member of the Hague. But our war was fought from 1989 to 2003. So the Rome Statute was ratified in 2006 or 2007. That means Liberia is not on the agenda of the Hague. Liberia is not part of the War Crime Code. It will never be because our war ended long before the War Crime Code was ratified by the Liberian legislature. So if you don't know this, let me tell you, that is what is happening.
No, Senator, those who are advocating for the establishment of the War Crimes Code, are they connoisseurs of what you just explained?
People who go around, those are ballot-driven people who go around advocating for War Crime Code. But I am telling you, as the most senior official from Nimba County and the father of Nimba County, there will be no War Crime Code in Liberia. The president of Liberia has no power to bring it because our war ended a long time before Liberia ratified the Rome Statute that established the War Crime Code. So there's no War Crime Code. Those who are talking, they are ignorant people who do not know what to say or what to do.
If this is true and the War Crimes Code will never come, why do your supporters allegedly attack those who are advocating?
If you are a Nimba boy sitting down there, then you are very stupid as a journalist. Because if we didn't fight to liberate our country, you would have been dead. Your father and your mother would have been dead. You would have no country to be to. You would have no radio station called Nimba County Radio. So we fought to keep our people alive. Do you remember that they went to Lutheran Church and massacred people in Lutheran Church? Are you aware, you damn stupid journalist, that they brought 300 billion?
Senator, you can read insult. Senator,
I'm insulting you because
no, don't re-insult.
We are talking about virus killing people.
Yeah,
and
but
you're waking me up without prior knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping in my bed.
No,
You're waking me up.
Nima is accusing you of
the son of
your
Nimba
supporter.
is a dog. The son of Nimba is a dog, because if I tell my dog can't go. But that one is worse than a dog.
Senator,
we should be talking about the virus.
Senator, please calm down. Please avoid profanity.
Wash your hands.
Please avoid profanity.
Your nose so you can't get a disease. Because if you bring water and code this, and look, Jesus went to the temple and turn the table order down and flog the people. So I will be flogging you now with my mouth. I'm tired with you. You want water and code, bring it. We are prepared.
Not me.
No, but you are one of the advocates.
No, but you know, for ABC journalism, we have to consult you as well, because somebody just dropped on the line. Somebody just dropped the line. Leveling grave allegation that your supporters are tagging. So we have to consult you.
You know, Petro, they carry water to point the whole of and Boeing Quilla. We intercepted those things and got rid of them. We fought for freedom, my friend. Nelson Mandela fought for freedom. Che Guevara fought for freedom. Everybody that were oppressed fought for freedom. Freedom. And you know what happened? You're not a small boy. Then you sit now in that dance station calling me from my bedroom this morning, waking me up to work.
Yeah, it's because somebody level grave allegation against you.
You should call me if you really wanted an attentive comment from me. You should have informed me. Papi, tomorrow I will call you in the morning for you to make a comment on what somebody has said.
Yeah, but Senator,
but now you don't just call me from my bedroom. Now you're damn equal. I'm a leader of the people.
Yeah, that in itself.
Stupid. I want to make you irresponsible.
That in itself.
Okay, so let me say good evening, our valued followers online, wheresoever you are this time. We want to, in a very special way, welcome you to this live broadcast. We are at the residence of Senator Prince Johnson in Ganta, Nimba County. Senator Johnson will be providing clarity regarding his recent statement about the pending general and presidential elections in our country. His statement has been misinterpreted in some corners, and even yesterday the joint security came out with a statement against what they said that Senator Johnson said. And so the senator just arrived from the nation's capital, and so he has come to provide some clarity to the public regarding what he really said, because people are now saying that the senator has threatened the peace of Liberia. That is what is being said now about him, that people should not take themselves to be the judge at the same time they are serving as jury. So the senator has come this evening to provide that clarity to members of the public. As you may be aware, he is one of the senior government officials in Nimba. And so when these things have been said about him, it is bounding that he will come to the public to provide clarity. So my name is Rele Guambey. This is the Gompa Communications Network. Senator, let me say good evening and welcome back home.
Thank you. I just arrived from the capital.
Okay.
And I'm glad to have you visit my house in order for me to explain to my people statement I made in Monrovia during a press conference, which many people are taking out of context at the moment.
So what did he really say on that day?
Well, I called a press conference first to tell Liberians thanks for turning out in a huge number on Sunday, last Sunday. And I thank Liberians for simultaneously following the turnout in Monrovia, like other counties. What happened in Monrovia was not just Monrovia, it was many counties. They came at the same time. So I was glad, and I told them thank you as the chairman of the governing council of the movement for democracy and reconstruction that is collaborating with the Unity Party. So I thank them. Then during the press conference, I told the ruling establishment that any attempt to rig this election will be resisted and it will meet the people's power. You see,
did you talk about armed rebellion?
No, the recording is there. I didn't talk about it. Okay. There was nothing like armed mentioned. You see, I'm not stupid. I'm an elderly person. I'm a statesman. I know the law.
So when you say any attempt by this government to rig this election, it will meet serious resistance. What resistance were you talking about?
The Constitution of Liberia, Article 1, what does it say? It says all power.
It's inherent.
All power, not say some power. All power is inherent in the people. Not only that, but all free governments are instituted by the authority for their benefit and their happiness. Anything contrary to the provisions of the benefits for which one is elected, the people have the authority to alter. It's in the Constitution. To alter means to change. The Constitution is absent as to how to change such a regime. It can be done perhaps by impeachment. It can be done by the people's popular will coming up during a protest to demonstrate and demand that such a leader step down. You understand me? It's there. The Constitution says the power belongs to the people. That they elect you for their benefit. If you fail to provide those benefits and what will make them happy, they have the right to change you using their power. How to do it? The Constitution didn't say specifically. But I know as a lawyer, as a lawmaker, you can do that through impeachment. You can also use the people's popular power by coming out in protest and demanding that such a dictator or whatever he may be called step down. So I said, I called the Minister of Justice, I called the police IG, I called the Chief of Staff of the Army. First thing I told the Chief of Staff, get this army out of politics. Get yourself out of politics. If there is an armed incursion, you have the right to defend the sovereignty. Because there should be no use of arm. We are in politics now. The people are relied on when they feel the pains. They have the right to exercise their rights, constitutional rights, by demanding through protest and demonstration that such a leader step down for bad governance. Why did you hold John's security meeting behind me when you know you can call me if statement made by me tend to cause
to derail the peace.
If my statement cause horrible situation, panic and pandemonium, then you can call me. I'm not above the law. I will come to the police station.
So they have never extended any invitation to you for your statement?
No, they never called me. That's why I confronted them yesterday. Okay. Why did you hold a John meeting behind my back without first inviting me? Then I only heard you speaking on radio through press conference. Then you sent the press release to Nimba, and they read it. Why did you do that? You assigned police to me because my life is in danger. My church was disrupted. I was threatened to be harmed when the church members and the community dweller came to my aid. From there, I wrote the U.S. Embassy, wrote the Justice Minister, I wrote the OAU, I wrote the ECOWAS, and the security was giving me to provide security for me. They are with me. They know my in and out. Why didn't you call me? And by the way, I said, if anyone steals the election, should someone steal election? Should someone steal the will of the people?
But what is triggering your suspicion? Even though it's a supposition you express.
It's so clear. I'm not talking about what is happening within the net office. No. The seditions come up openly. They're not hiding. That UP being in power 12 years, they didn't do anything. They have done so much in six years. And so, whether we put a crowd, more than their crowd, whether we win and they don't win, they will take it by force. They say it openly. They're not hiding it. They've been having conferences, what they will do after the election is held. They will wreck it. They say it. So I say, if anyone wrecks election and thwart the people's will, the people's power will be used, which is in the law. It's in the law.
So do you feel threatened by the statement coming from the joint security that you threaten the peace of the country?
I dealt with that already. They know they're wrong. First thing I asked the Inspector General of Police, how injurious or what injury did the statement I made have on this government? If the government does not intend to steal, it is no crime. If the government does not intend to steal or to rig the election using any means to do so, then what injury has the statement done to them? If I told you, this is my water, it's for me. It's sitting on the table in my room. Really go there and bring it for me. But on there I have my wallet with money. If it is lost, and you alone going there, if it is lost at you, I will call your finger. And you don't intend to steal, you're on the road. What are you afraid? If this regime led by Mr. Weir has no intention to cheat, you will want to conduct free and fair and transparent election. Then how they must still harm you?
So you think your statement has been misconstrued?
Yes, it's misconstrued.
Because you are security personnel and the security...
People say, I said I will use guns.
Yes.
No. But where do I have guns? Where do I have guns? I'm a political heavyweight in the country. We command and control our party.
On the social media, Senator, I've been seeing some writings. It's like a conversation between you and General Bodnicki. The two of you are playing. The two of you are planning.
No, I don't know where he is. Since 1990, I have spoken with Otto Bodnicki. Nothing. I don't know his number. He doesn't know my number. So whatever people are writing on social media, anybody can write anything. But I have not seen him. Whether he tall, whether he short, no.
But do you have a social media page?
I have my email. I have my
Facebook account.
Facebook, but I don't go there myself. I don't go to Facebook. People write for me.
So you think people are tampering with your account on Facebook?
That's what they've been doing. I even block it. I change the code or something.
Okay.
I tell my children, come, something is happening, change it. Because sometimes they write something good in my favor, but those who were good in my favor using my page could also change and do something worse one day to implicate me. So I told my children to change it, don't.
So with this statement coming from the joint security that you are threatening the peace of the country ahead of the elections, what else do you hope to do to exonerate yourself?
It's irrelevant right now because if my statement threatened the survivability of our nation, why did they fail to invite me? I'm not above the law. I who made a statement, I know the best interpretation. I know what I mean from my heart. Why did they invite me? I'm not hiding. They assigned police to me. I got 2 police with arms guarding me. So they know we communicate all the time before. They call me anytime and I call them and tell them how the men are working hard. They communicate and call me and say, look, how are the men we have posted to you? So why stop there if I made a statement that are very detrimental to our peace? Why stop them from calling me? So
you think the statement has been political?
It's politicized. So I told the RG, look here, Mr. RG, all of us have common objective to maintain the peace of our country. See the investment I made here. How many lawmakers ever built such a university have I done? I got foundation in this country. But I want you to know that I'm a politician and you are a law enforcement. And I'm a politician and you are a soldier, chief of staff. When I speak as a politician, I leave a vacuum for debate. Whether military war, whether political war, what is left in between the propaganda? That put fear in your opponent. It's a preemptive strike. So if you want to cheat, if you got any plan to cheat.
So that is the intent of your statement?
Yes.
To put fear in your opponent?
That propaganda.
Okay.
If you have intention to rake, you are not the election commission. But you have the influence, you have the money, you have the resources. And you come out, your people say they will rake. They say it openly, we all know that.
But you don't think, Senator Johnson, your statement now will be used against you, especially with the political party you are affiliating with?
No.
Boakai.
Even my Senate bearer came up with a statement that when you rake the people, it will be resisted. Resisting rake election does not mean the use of arms. The people's power as per the Constitution, as enshrined in our law. It says all power is inherent in the people. All free governments are instituted by the authority of the people for their benefits, for their happiness, and they have the right to change, that means to alter such a regime if those things for which they elected it is not foreseen. The Constitution says so. It does not tell you in the law how to change it. But I know by being a lawmaker, you can start the impeachment process. And the people's power can also be used. They can come out to protest and demonstrate and demand that you step down. They can paralyze the economy by the doctor, the nurses, the teachers, the pen boys, all of them gathering at the square or the football field and say we will never go to work and paralyze the entire economy until you step down. They can use that method. But what I heard from one of the top officials of the country is that when Mo Ali, the Secretary General of the United Party, speaks the way you did, it means nothing. Okay. When Yaga Koroba speaks the way you did, it means nothing. But you are a rebel leader before.
And so that is why I've been hearing on the radio that this is a former rebel leader.
So what?
And now he's making this kind of statement. So people are afraid.
You say former.
People are not saying that you put fear in the citizens.
Who could be civilian, who don't like what you're doing, who got the power. There are people who are millionaires who can sponsor anything against you, a bad government. So it doesn't have to be mean because of former. You say former. After all, when the war ended, we surrendered our war implements. No, you will not. We surrendered our war implements to the peacekeeping force. We were demoralized and reintegrated into the society. We were civilian when we came in as soldiers, and we returned to civilian life. So I'm a politician. So I make statements as a politician. We are a watchdog on the nation's governance.
You want to assure the public of peace following this?
My friend, we want peace. Peace is not just talking. Peace should be my demonstration. The fact that I use so much millions to invest in this country, and you can clearly see what I have done, it tells you that the peace is not in the north, it's practical. The peace must be exhibited by the government also to ensure that the people's will is not overturned. Elections should be free and fair. Cheating or rigging election or stealing the result is a recipe for this kind of chaos. It's a consequence of demonstration. The consequence of cheating is demonstration. It's protest by the people. You understand? When you steal people's property, what happens to you? They arrest you, they detain you, send you to court, and you face a trial and go to jail when you are guilty. So I think if you're not a role, fear no arresting officer. If you are not a role, don't fear the police. If your intention is good to conduct free election, when you win freely, we will salute you. But when you change it It will be widely known. It will be known. Rigged election is not hidden. Fair election is not also hidden. So nobody should fear. I told the police, I told the army, fear nothing. You're talking about former rebel leader. I'm glad you use the word former. Am I not a Liberian? Am I not a stakeholder? So I shouldn't speak because former rebel leader. So being a former rebel leader, that's the time I'm more, right? No, it's wrong. Okay. That's why I was elected overwhelmingly by my people as a senator. It's my people that are going to vote. Liberians are going to vote. And they will vote the person of their choice. If they vote Mr. Weir for trafficking, cocaine, importation of drug, all these things, that is up to him. It's up to them.
And what is it that those of you in the opposition community, you keep saying that President Weir is importing cocaine?
Who, under whose government these things are coming?
Do you have evidence?
Under whose regime these things are coming into the country?
Does that mean that he's the one importing them?
What happened to those people who brought 140 million drugs? They were in jail and they disappeared from prison. They disappeared. There are many arms coming to the country just yesterday. Some arms came at the port, they were arrested. With more cocaine again yesterday. More drugs came. What is the investigation? How many persons have ever been caught and dealt with? There are video recordings, audio recording, where the DAA boss was telling people in Grand Judah, don't send to me the cannabis, the opium. Send to me the higher substance. Why request for a particular grade? Why? There are evidence. All over the place, there are evidence. So the people say they're tired. No jobs, investor cannot come in 6 years. The price of commodities are escalating very high. People are suffering. And this president cares less about what is happening in the country. What he does is sing a guitar, play music, and do a buka dance. You hear the people singing. Mr. Buka dancer will tire. Mr. Buka dancer will tire with suffering. Papa will make mistake. You're talking about worker. We make mistake. People. And
so you believe what the people are saying?
Pardon me?
We tire, we make mistake. You think it is a sincere statement coming from them?
They are sincere. Look, I think on the 6th of October, there will be another launch. Okay. This time it will be called Don't Try It.
Don't try what?
Don't try it. Don't cheat.
Don't try to rape.
Don't rape. Don't rape. That, I believe, it will be led by the former chairman of the CDC, Josolo. Okay. The entire Liberian people coming up. And that protest or demonstration will take place around the world where Liberians are in the diaspora. So the whole thing is people should not panic. The ruling establishment should not panic. If you got no intention to derail the peace by rigging, it was rigged election that brought trouble in the 85. It is rigged election that put censure on Sierra Leone president, that brought big demonstration and caused death and wounded so many people. They burned tires and some homes. It's rigged election that brought the problem in Niger. Rigged election had not served a good purpose. It's a recipe for more trouble. We don't want it because of our investment. We got children, we see the Liberian people here. We cannot afford to get back into any problem. I'm 71 years old. I can't fight anymore. But does it mean that my mouth should be sharp? And why did I fight? So we got to create the awareness by telling our people this government is not doing a good job. And we advise the government that say, listen. So I mean no harm. But the citizens will take the message the way they want. It's up to them. If you are saying to us openly you will rape, you will take it by force. If Jefferson Koji will have a conference, which he had many times, press conference, and will tell the people, this is our revolution. We will protect it, we defend it with our sweat and our blood. What does it mean? This is a young boy who is well armed.
Well armed?
Yes, we've been talking about it before. We had a hearing on it before. The city ordinance of the city of Monrovia does not permit the issuance of arms to city police, but they got arms. You are a pressman. We've been talking to before in the house. We've been talking all over the places. They got arms.
But on Wednesday, Senator Johnson, the president addressed the world leaders at the UN General Assembly, where he assured the world that Liberia will conduct transparent elections.
I heard that.
Yes. So
I listened to the speech. That was fantastic.
Do you believe what
you say to the world may not be different from what you do here? Okay. But one thing I know is that the world is watching here. International observers are here. They've done many things that show people there's a plan to rape. But then you done the election commission. But up to today, the voter registration file has not been published.
But the elections commission have promised to do that very shortly.
Well, the time to do that expired, I think August 30. They are working on it now, and we're all watching. That's what Senator Dillon went there today.
And you agree with what Dillon did today?
Oh, we support that.
You support that?
We support that. We want to put their feet on the fire so they can do the right thing. Because there are other revelations. We see people buying voters' cards, taking number, and all that. What is the intent? If you're not beneficial to them, then why are they taking people's voters' card and registering the number? And sometimes they pay $20 US or $40 US. All that were exhibited on the Spoon Show TV. We saw hundreds of cards that belong to people that were bought from there. And the police caught them with it at the immigration show. What is the intent? So the way to secure our peace is for every Liberian, from the president down, to ensure free and fair election. To ensure free and fair election. If they have no means to, no mind to cheat, no pre-plan to do something messy or funny, they should have no fear for statement made by me. If I say, if you rape, you will meet the people's power. How injurious is that statement? How does it harm you? How does it harm you?
Okay, Senator, so let me bring
you have now stolen the election. The election is October 10. You are not being held.
No, but the fear has been, this statement is not coming from an ordinary person. That is the fear many people have. If it comes from
God himself, if God says if you swallow gas, you will die. So I'm going to take gas, sorry. If God says when you take lasso, you drink, you will die. So I'm going to take lasso and drink. If the people of Liberia that we represent say, if you break election, we will come out as we came out on Sunday in demand that you step down, in protest, expressing our grievances that the election was rigged. Our power will be fully exercised. Non-violent protest. Of course, non-violent protest. There will be no shooting of guns. But the police, the authority from the government side could do anything. I think you heard my statement. If the people's power is used, it is you who will shoot. You can kill us. You can shoot and kill us. But we will eventually give up. You will move.
So let me bring you back to Nimba before we conclude. The news coming from Belige of recent has not been good. And you are senator of the county, one of the leaders of the county. Every time there is bad news from Nimba, they say, Nimba County again. What have you to say as a leader of this county regarding violence, beating on people?
Well, that is attributed to Honorable Garrison Yelu, Honorable Gompu Kago, Honorable Roland Duo, I think one other person. First of all, they had meetings, 2 meetings, a few days before we arrived in Webley. And the meeting had to do with asking the people not to receive us. But people came and received us. So I was telling the people of Webley, Honorable Gompo Kago has left us already. He's no longer with the MDR, he's with the CDC. That's good. That is his democratic choice he made constitutionally. That's his right. But why is he using my photo and his photo on his sticker and flyer and billboards? Using the love the people got for me and my popularity to gain sympathy vote. Why is he using my picture? If you use somebody's photo for gain unknown to him or her, it's criminal. Go and put the lawmaker, can I be the lawbreaker? You don't use my name to gain something. If you needed me, you would not have left me. So I told the people, the reason with me, we got on board our vehicle with the police and we left the town. But my last car, the silver car, remained back because the driver had gone to attend nature. Those that were in the car were also women. Those who cooked our food and gave us water to buy something like that. So the 4 boys appeared, started choking the vehicle with rocks. We got to know when one of the women ran after our vehicle to let us. You are aware that our President Commander-in-Chief, Dr. George Manawir, just ended his last annual message on just recently. Other political party leaders have been giving their own critiques about the message. And I think it's their responsibility to analyze the message from the chief. Coming to the MDR as a former political leader and currently chair of the governing council, I analyzed the message. At the end of this message of the chief executive, he said he would be going to the villages and towns to ask for new mandate, meaning 1 second term. Well, that's good for him to request. Anyone can request. But he also said in the message that he took over from a broken economy, empty coffer. Nothing was absolutely in the bank. From the first annual message 2018 till now, he has been repeating empty coffer. The first time he said that, Madam Salif, who declared moratorium on all government expenditures in a bid to ensure that there was sufficient money left in the bank for the new government she was telling over to operate. No government was using money during her time when she declared moratorium. So when he made his first statement, oh, I took over from empty coffer, nothing was there. Ellen came out, Madam Salih came and said, look, I left a lot of money there. If you tamper with the people's money, don't bring it to me. I had taught then a Nobel Peace winner, Madam Salih, a renowned politician, prestigious woman in this republic, in Africa, and the world. Can I lie? Can I turn a government over to somebody she gets support to operate a government with empty coffer? You know, Madam Salih is our mother. Revolutionary, we started it together. We travel many places. So I have no restriction to enter the house or to communicate with her like that. My concern is, I saw something in the carpet of the temple note. 150 million US dollars straight were in the reserve. 150 million. Let me be disputed. Let me be called a liar by the publication of that 10-1 note. The 10-1 note was signed by Madam Salih, giving over to him. He too attested to it. Receiving. the legislature passed the Information Act into law, making such information public document. So I'm asking the legislature to join me, specifically those 73 going for elections, the White House, the 15 going for election, Upper House, Senate, and all others within the legislature, to join me in requesting our leader, Mr. President, who wants second mandate, to publish the turnover note that contains properties of the Liberian people, including 150 million cash in a reserve. He did not audit the madam. I was at the inauguration. Right after the inauguration, the press came and asked me, Papa, you helped your son to succeed. What next now? I said, audit. We want to see audit. Let the Liberian people know what really you took over from her to work with. That audit was not done. So how do you know the cover was empty and so forth? However, between Ellen and the president, Ellen said she left so much in the treasury, and there's an open turnover note. He said it was empty. The best way to convince the Liberian people and all of us in the legislature and Liberians is to make available through publication that turnover note that will convince the people of Liberia that there is honesty, transparency, and that he took on the Constitution, he took on the Bible. I do solemnly swear. When you take oath, you got to work within the framework of the Constitution. The people's property that will turn over to you. What will turn over to you? It's all contained in the turnover note. I'm not digging under somebody, but it's a reality. When one government takes over from another government, there's a turnover note. So please, Mr. President, you are a minister of the gospel of Jesus because you build a church and you stand on the altar of God to preach. There is importance that God attached to oath-taking. Even in the great United States, the president takes oath. The speaker takes oath. Oaths are taken for you to assure the people that what you're going to do, what you're going to, your administration, everything, will be in the framework of the Constitution. Very quiet. All of you are the press men assigned to the Senate. You observe my behavior, being very quiet. Today, I entered the Senate chamber. They were discussing about $25 million stimulus package and mop-up exercise. I sat down and I listened to every speaker. When Senator Dillon got up to speak, he talked about walk around court. Walk around court must come. Looking at me directly. Then the pro tem said to him, that's not what we are discussing here. So when he got through talking whatever he wanted to say, he took a seat. So I asked the speaker, the pro tem, to speak, and he allowed me to speak. But gentlemen, I want Senator Dillon and Mr. Mo Ali, who spoke on Truth FM yesterday concerning this same thing, even went to the extent of mentioning me with grace, one grace on Truth FM. I want them to know that Senator Johnson is a revolutionary. I'm not afraid of war crown court. But if you want to bring war crown court to Liberia on the basis of the TRC, then I will tell you plain blank no. Why? Because the TRC is full of irregularities, fraud that brought division among the ranks and file of the components of the TRC Commission. One of the, you talk about justice for victims, but justice is also for the would-be perpetrator, because you got to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that what you are accusing the man of, that truly he committed those acts. But there was a division among the commissioners within the commission. What brought the division? Several factors brought that division. One key factor that sent Chairman Jerome Verdier, running for his life is the exposure, documentary exposure of a secret deal, putting aside the position of the Liberian people at home and abroad. That document which he put aside leaked to us when the commissioners who differed from him broke away from the main body. What that document has to do with? When the TRC was commissioned, they were funded with taxpayers' money, and the international donors also contributed immensely to enable the TRC to conduct a national and international referendum to all countries where Liberians reside, to find out from them whether they want World Crown Court or they want TRC. Do they want retributive or restorative? Restorative. So they were funded with taxpayers' money, and they were given donor funds to carry out their work for about pretty close to 3 years. At the conclusion of their work, when they compiled the voluminous report into a booklet form called TRC, in that voluminous TRC book, something great is absent. That is the referendum that was conducted by the TRC in the 15 counties and in the diaspora. When they decided as commissioners of the TRC to go to the counties and in the diaspora to conduct their referendum as to know the ratio of people who want World Crown Court and who want restorative justice, they did not include the 73 lawmakers from the lower house. Neither did they include the 30 senators. They said many of us took part in the war, so they didn't need us. So they went behind us to our respective countries. The question is, where is the result of that referendum? It should be included in the voluminous report, because that's the position of the Liberian people. That is the real referendum, not the people who they gave Transcato to go on the radio and want World Crown Court. No, that is not a referendum. So when the commissioners broke away from their colleagues, they did write their dissenting position to the Liberian legislature and attach the reports of the referendum. 85% of the Liberian people say no to retributive. They say yes to restorative. That means they want TRC. 15% say they want World Crown Court. Because the Liberian people spoke their mind and their position, Verdier removed that from the voluminous report and kept it in a special cover, not knowing that there would be a division amongst them. So before the division could come, those commissioners who did not like what Verdier did extracted the report and sent it to us. We have it. So justice was not done to the Liberian people whose money was used for the referendum at home and abroad. So it for the fraud. And again, you have Prebu, who broke away. You had Sheikh Afoma Cornell, who broke away. You had Dolope, who was the co-chair to Verdier. who descended from the group. You have Reverend Dr. Jerry Coleman on one side against Jerome Vaudier, John Stewart, and Massa Washington. So where is the report? Where is the report? When the four that broke away from the group wrote their own incriminatory position statements, which I will call you on another day to bring all to you. Okay? So we're not afraid of war crime code, but if it has to do with the basis of the TRC, then it has fraud. It has fraud. And they know it. Why did the commission break into two? Why was there division among the commission members? Because there were fraudulent acts that were carried out that the other commissioners did not like. And they unveiled all the documents to the legislature. Because I'm the oldest senator here by tenure, I have all the documents in my safe. The American ambassador to the TRC also defected and wrote his own position. So the TRC was sent to International Human Rights Group, that is Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, is in Library of Congress. It's all over the world. Nobody around the world is talking about this. Only Liberians, when they take a tie, they do something, they just talk out of hatred or emotion or jealousy. Nobody is afraid. Dylan says they all the time and try to provoke me. I say I'm the only man who fought here. Yes, I fought. Why did I fight? But I blood tested to fight? No. You all know the story about Nimba people. The people in Nimba got no arms. They are civilians. But for a government at that time to declare Nimba County as enemy of the state and deploy all deadly weapons, mortars, or tanks to Nimba, when they declare you enemy of the state, you are bound to be eliminated. So they were slaughtering of our people, so we had to fight in defense. When the war is finished, we rebuild. When the war is finished, we reconcile and move on with our life. But if you want a war crime code, the way to bring about it is not to tease one person, not to provoke one person. You are a senator, Dylan is a senator rather, put your communication on the floor of the Senate for debate, and let it be passing the law to bring a war crime code. Then you have to repeal the first law that the legislature passed. I think the 23rd legislature or 22nd legislature, they passed that law for general amnesty. That would be a different ball game. But you cannot be teasing me, provoking me. And you who provoking me, you were with Taylor those days in Banga and in Buchanan. And Senator Lawrence, Yombi Kanga Lawrence, was with Sierra Allen. They all were there those days fighting with Berita. And you come here and try to tease me. So that's why I want to clear. I fought, yes, I fought. If you got any charge against me before the formation of the war crime code, go to the criminal court. Liberia has a criminal code, right? Go to the criminal court and sue me. Let me be summoned. Anybody in Liberia that got case against me from 1990, you feel I committed atrocity, take me to the criminal court. And I will appear. But the Liberian Senate is a house of elders. It is not good for us to provoke each other and leave national issue. He was talking about 25 million, Mapa 25 days, that's good. But where was he when the $30 million disappeared from Noka and the former president said she was responsible? He never mentioned anything. He want justice, yes. Where was he when Harry Greaves was killed, allegedly killed, and they said he drowned? Kennedy Hotel area there. Then they found the body to the mansion. Can you drown, rob up fee, highway, then your body is found to the mansion? I don't know. That's a miracle. So there are a lot of national issues that happen here. He made no comment. But to provoke somebody like me, I'm saying to him, he should stop and do his appropriate document to the Liberian Senate for debate. Then I will now teach all of them, like I said today. I will bring the entire document from the whole TRC you may not have. I will bring it. I will make copy for all. There is no TRC book. That's why Vodia ran away from here. The TRC itself, let me say this to you, in our jurisprudence, if you are seen killing somebody with gun, you are in the less murderer. But the TRC from its beginning to the end, it say, I'm a murderer. We are murderer. I'm a notorious war criminal. So why you have stayed the news? They've already have convicted me. They are rendering me guilty. So what you need to do is to look for the jailhouse and put me, and not even talk about war crime court. All right? Then you praise Bodnike, Joshua Blai, who appeared before the TRC and said he killed 20,000 Liberians. Who were those Liberians? Nimbanians and the sympathizers with medicine. Then how many people did he kill with the guns? Say he was a battalion commander. He was a gun-toting man with a group. So if you got the power to kill people, 20,000 people with juju, then how many people did you kill? By the way, was the TRC mandated to acquit anybody? No, we were all invited to appear. And when you appear before the TRC, that's why I make it a book or document. When you appear before the TRC, the introductory remarks from the chairman Vodia was, any statement you made here will not be used against you in any court of law. So we invite you to give your automatic story, your experience. So my experience about the word that I gave is what they taken to convict me. That's not wrong. That's against our law. That's why Paul Bull took this TRC to the Supreme Court. I have the ruling on the Supreme Court copy. Paul Bull took the Supreme Court, the TRC to the Supreme Court, and Vanny Sharma also took the TRC to Supreme Court when they banned Ellen Johnson, my man, as Salif, from running for 30 years. You're not a court. How will you ban people? You're not a court. How will you say I'm a notorious criminal? You're not a court. How do you call somebody a murderer? There is nothing like allege. Everything is murderer. Is that what our law says? No one is guilty until proven so through the competent court of jurisdiction. So if you bring in the TRC and a war crime court on the basis of the TRC, then it's condemned. You got to start all over. Okay? Through whatever media or through whatever instrument you can use to establish a war crime court away from the TRC, so be it. But we are after development, and you can see my handiwork in nimba. I'm for peace, I'm not here for trouble. But since Mo Ali also attacked me on the same thing on the radio, I text him. I said, you got to read the history. You got to do research before you talk. Okay? And he texted me back to say, I understand. So if that was you plan to do the one I was supporting nimba, nobody, Liberty Party, Unity Party, will never ever get one support from nimba. We always support George Weah. Okay? Because George Weah is a man of peace. Alright? The Congo people stole our money, Bay House, Pink Avenue, Broad Street, America, all over, or because they bought Bay Party House here. So it's a role. Then you call me criminal, right? So the role and the criminal will connect to support each other. Now I'll tell you, Nimba County will never, they already heard what happened here. It's on Facebook. They will never, you see, they do this thing and they come to my house in the night, they talk to me. Liberty Party been to see me, Unity Party been to see me. But I am stable in my mind. So I just call you to let you know, we are not afraid of the TRC or war crime court, but the TRC cannot be used as a basis for war crime court. What did the Liberian people say during the referendum? In conclusion, 85% say no to war crime court, 15% say yes. That means the generality of our people have spoken, right? Then why Vodia did not include that report of the referendum for which he used the Liberian people money and donor funds, why he did not include the result of that referendum in the report? Why was he extracted? He removed it and imposed his will. But a secret leak when the other commissioners took it from behind him and attached it to a letter to the Liberian legislature. That's what I call you. So let Dylan keep the peace here. You want to discuss work code, do a letter on the floor, and then some of us who will be interested to make comment, I'll be speaking documentarily. Okay? I'll be speaking documentarily to debunk what he will be saying. But don't just be talking when you see me on the floor. Anytime he sees me, he walk around co. I don't like that. Thank you very much.
Okay, Senator Johnson, my name is Glemen Toure. I report for Cool FM and Cool TV in Pinsville. With the question, I got a few for you. Firstly, you spoke about Senator Dillon always provoking you when it comes to the issue of war crime.
Yeah, when he sees me enter the Senate.
This question, you was heard speaking on the floor of the chambers of the Liberian Senate that no matter what happens, there will be no court to be established here. Could you mind to give further clarification because of the provocations?
I didn't get you. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I said you were heard when during the heated argument, you were heard as saying that.
Oh yeah, yes. No court will come here. I was in Togo. The late Laha Lassana was there. Former Representative Wale Dona went there. We represented Liberia. We went on a big conference, Parliamentarians for Global Action in Japan, for 2 weeks. The Rome Statute was discussed there. That's the Rome Statute that brought about the RCC in the Netherlands. So we from the South Sahara, we brought the document to be ratified by our respective parliaments, okay? And we ratify it when our war had finished a long time. So once we ratify it long before our war, it's not retroactive. That is the truth. It's not retroactive. And when the politicians were clamoring for war control, pushing Mr. Weir, bring this, the government did send a communication to the Hague to ascertain the truth whether Liberia is on the docket. Liberia is not on the docket because Liberia ratified the Rome Statute long before our war. So it's not going to come here.
Okay, Senator Manis, Yanti Toba report for OKFN. This year you make a claim that Senator Dillon was there in Basel, Buchanan specifically supporting the lives of
oh yeah, they were there those days.
So how true is this information?
They were there those days. I'm saying the truth. I'm a combatant. I'm a former general. I'm a revolutionary. I got a whole history. I know who are there. But on the basis for which I only talk in passing. What I call it for is the provocation, provocative statement he makes when he sees me.
Just to a follow-up to the first question, what had this caused you, the provocation from Senator Dillon? Has it caused any psychological effect?
You know what it does? If you do the writing and put it on the floor for discussion, for debate, that's fine. But when you single me out, you know what I do to my mind? It brings a reflection of the 300 baby of my children that don't mean the world. It brings the reflection of the massacre of the Lutheran Church. It brings to my mind the massacre of the Greystone compound. As much as we fight to forget it, you try to make me like a killer, and you forget to know what I fought. It brings to my mind. It provokes me. But if it is debated, honestly, by the House of Elders, by the lower house, that's beautiful. That it makes me bring my record on board. But you don't single me out. It reminds me of what happened to my children. Because every Decoration Day, I go to Duper Road where they done the 300 babies upside down alive. I go to Lutheran Church where they massacre our people in the house of God. I go to Greystone compound. I don't lay reef there because the U.S. Embassy is there now. But it brings to my mind. And that can provoke me to walk to you and speak to you. And I don't want.
Okay.
If you just put your document on the floor for debate, that's good. But if you provoke me and my mind reflects on the past, I can walk to you and it will be good for you. I don't want it.
Okay, Senator Johnson, my name is...
We should not intimidate each other in the place.
Okay, my name is James Samuel Gude Flomo. I report for Spoon FM and Spoon TV. I overheard you earlier, you talk about not being a convicted war criminal, but people keep calling you war criminal, murderer. And you say if they think that you did, they should take you to court. What are you going to do since you are not a convicted criminal?
In your own mind.
I'm coming. What are you going to do since you are not, and you were not convicted by
But
any
am
court
I?
in Liberia?
Am I?
People keep calling you with this
No,
name.
am I a convicted criminal?
What are you going to do?
By the TRC, I'm convicted.
What are you going to do if these people keep calling you war criminal? Are you going to take legal action against some of them because you want to set their reputation straight?
You know,
and again, I'm coming,
Senator.
With this issue with the legislature, it has been the issue of time since you guys came back from the war. This has been the problem. Are you going to bring a communication forward since you believe that war crimes court should come, but not the fraudulent, according to you, the fraudulent TRC report? Are you going to bring a communication to cut all matters short?
You know why? When it is done legally, those documents I have are considered by me to be bazookas. You know, bazookas are artillery. When the infantry face a hit, those documents are my strong backing. Eh? Anyone who looks at it, you just tell it TRC paper. So we keep those papers confidentially until the appropriate time. But other than that, they just noise makers here. I hear people talking on radio. I hear people talking a lot here. I don't respond sometimes to them. Sometimes I'm on a pulpit, I mention something in passing. But in the house of elders, we deal with law. Eh? The house of elder, a member of the house of elder should not be like somebody other. You may be an activist, but when you are here, you're no longer an activist, you are a lawmaker. So you got to act maturely. If you look at the report, you know our law. You are not a criminal. You are not a murderer until you are put on trial. But the TRC convicted everyone who appeared. And in our law, there is no defender if there is no accuser. Accused. You accuse somebody, the man you accuse is a defender. Then the accuser, with all the accuser, there is no defender. So when we enter before the TRC, we saw nobody to say, Prince Johnny did this to me. They only say, tell your story. Look here, we are in Liberia, country of law, not men. We cannot tolerate that foolishness they wrote. And that's why the commissioner divided themselves. Have you read the discerning report of the other commissioners? It's damaging. It exposed Vadia. How many were there on the commission? Were they 7? Against 7. 4 against 3. So the majority were against the minority. And they wrote their damaging report using Vadia's own communication. And another time I will call you, I will not bring their own position statement. I will bring Vadia's own TRC, which he saw during the acknowledgement column. How he implicated the commission. So we'll discuss that more. Okay. But it is that we should be developing our nation and moving forward. Not to be picking at me. I promised them today. If you pick at me, because I'm a pastor now, and quiet insertion, I'm not quiet. I'm a tough talking, tough action man. I'm not quiet. Don't pick at me. So I'm going to move from here to the pro-tem, to advance the pro-tem, to advancing. Do your communication on the flow. Bring work around code issue. Let it be holistically discussed. I was not in Ghana. I didn't stop them from bringing work around code. They brought the TRC. If you want the TRC to bomb baby court work around code, it's up to you. But don't see me coming a moment. You know I represent a big country. And the spectators, our children are back there listening. When you see me walk around code, it's not good, you know that. You know that. And so saying he's negatively sophisticated, I will be positively sophisticated.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.